Hey y'all. What? So, I wanted to reiterate something that I said before somebody twists it and make it something that I didn't say because I hate when people do that. Got a question to ask me? Okay. Anyway, I made the comment that it is not a leader's responsibility to bear with me. I'm gonna be playing with stuff, jewelry. It's not a leader's so-called leader's responsibility to get in your personal business, as in, what you were born as. You need to change that. That's completely 1000% out of line. 1000% out of line. And the fact that the little mother was allowed to do that is even worse, or just as bad. Now, am I against people that want to have same gender thing going on? I don't care. That's your thing. If you want to be married to an ironing board, you can. You want to be intimate with an ironing board, you can do that too. You grown. Nobody will stop you. The law might stop you if you do that in public, because they're not going to take too kindly to that. However, I am warm. So what else is new? I don't care who you want to be with, but you don't shove that on somebody else, knowing, and I'm just going to keep it real, knowing that people are mentally weak and easily sent to the dark side. Look at all the people that admire and worship the evil ones, and they overlook and ignore all the wicked things that they have done, that they finally are going to have to stop doing, thankfully, because of who's in office now, because he's not going to play those games with you. Okay. Too much has been gotten away with. It's easy to ignore, to glue yourself to the dark side when you're not impacted by the dark side. It's easy to pretend that you don't know, or maybe you don't know, about the cartels that were helping people come over here, and if we'll cover all your finances, and if you don't pay us, we're going to eliminate you and your family. People can easily stay on the dark side and ignore all that because they don't know that it's going on, or B, know and don't care because it's not impacting them. Yes, I went there. I sure did. Like I said, I don't have the luxury of pretending I don't know that people have done wicked things. I don't have the luxury of pretending that child trafficking is not happening at the border. I don't have the luxury of not being okay, being okay, I should say, being okay with, you know, murderers and people who sexually assault. I don't want anybody to be subjected to that. I'm not going to ignore that because I'm glued to the dark side. Some people are glued to the dark side because their entire family has voted that way, so they're indoctrinated by their family to stay with that. I'm asking you to open up your eyes. I want you to listen to Charlie Kirk, who's amazingly smart, did not graduate college, and let me explain you something. He's smarter than any college graduate I've ever seen. Common sense is not based on a college degree, okay? College assumes, wrongly, I might add, they assume that you have common sense when you go in there, but if you don't, you're not going to come out with it. So a lot of people who are educated are actually dummies. You paid all that money and you still ain't got sense. Not everybody, so chill out if that don't apply to you. Okay? College don't make you smart. It makes you educated, and it helps you, and you retain the information by memorizing it. But you don't necessarily have common sense. And I'm noticing when I look at these people that are on the dark side, these college students, which is really scary because this is what our future looks like. Okay. They will argue Charlie to the death. Some of them with a nasty, pissy attitude. And they have no idea what in the hell they're talking about. You know what that, and that this happens over and over and over again. And you know what that tells me? That tells me that the college professors are indoctrinating your children in college, not just in high school, in elementary school, or whatever. Even in college, they're being indoctrinated. They're also probably being indoctrinated by their parents. You know, they're being indoctrinated by their parents too, because their parents don't know any better, or they see what's happening, but it's always been like that. So we've always voted that way. So, and you wonder why, I'm going to go there. You wonder why people get indoctrinated. How do people get indoctrinated into a cult? That's just crazy. They want to take all your money and control you and marry your daughter when she's 12. Do you know how many people would happily sign up for that? Because people's brains are weak and they don't have a spinal cord. And so because of that, and if it don't apply to you, let it fly. If it don't apply, let it fly. A lot of people are weak. So it doesn't matter how vicious someone is or how far they've taken things. They still will be in their corner. I don't understand that. So you don't really need to wonder how people get pulled into a cult. People are pulled into a cult with the poly snakes. That's a cult. Because you've got loyalty to them no matter what the fuck they do. No matter what evil they do. No matter what they do to your children. It's okay. And I'm going to tell you something else. I'm going to let you guys go. Teachers are part of a union. Union is the dark side. They try to push you to sway you a certain way, which should give you pause right out the gate. Because if somebody is good, or this particular side of things is good, why do you have to push people to support that? If they're good, people will be happy to support it. Why do you have to make them do it? Push, 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 push. Because they're evil and they want to recruit more people, and people will happily be recruited because they're weak. They don't have a spinal cord and they're blind to what is happening right in front of them. Okay? If they're so amazing, why in the hell do you have to push them to be on a certain side? But all unions are like that. I don't know if professors are in the union, but they're indoctrinating your kids too. Your kids are coming out of college dumb as rocks. They may be educated, they may come out with a degree, but if they're on the dark side, they're dumb as rocks. Watch Charlie Kirk sometime. He's on YouTube. And watch the stupidness, the arrogance, the mouthiness that are coming out of these college kids that are indoctrinated. You know that they're indoctrinated. Listen to how they're talking. Listen to how they're speaking. Listen to how they speak to him. You didn't go to college. You know how many accomplishments he has under his belt? So many that I can't even remember them all, nor can I count them all. So you don't have to be an amazing person with amazing accomplishments. You have to go to college in order to have that. Not necessarily. It depends on what you've done with your life. But people are so easily swayed and brainwashed. And the only way that they can come out of that is to be deprogrammed, to be open-minded and willing to see that the world is not what they thought it was and what they were glued to is the devil. They'd have to be willing to see that and have an open mind. But when you have brainwashed people, they can't be open-minded to it because their brain is washed. Okay. Yeah. So I'm glad. I prayed really hard. I'm just going to keep it real with you. I prayed so hard that things would go the way they have gone. And when it happened, I was in a state of shock and excited and had tears in my eyes because I knew that the hell and damnation, we were stuck in the pits of hell. And the cult members don't know that. They think hell is a comfortable place. It also makes me wonder, and I'm kind of on a little tangent here, it also makes me wonder if the people that are okay with abusive, nasty people, if they were abused growing up. Did I go there? Yes, I did. There's a reason you're glued to the dark side. For those who are, there's a reason. Did you grow up with people that are hateful and nasty and backstabbing and cutthroat? Because if so, that's normal to you. There's a reason why you stuck to the dark side and you see evil, but you go blah, 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 blah. There's a reason you're doing that. There's a reason. And it makes me wonder if you're used to being abused. I was abused. I'm not used to it. I'm never going to get used to it. So when I see evil, I have to see it. I can't put on beer goggles or get drunk or high because I don't do any of those things. I got to do all that in order to, to just pretend I don't see, I got to hold on to a chemical crutch or something in order to not. No, I'm going to see crystal clear. So I prayed and I prayed because we were going in the wrong direction at a high rate of speed. And the fact that people didn't see that is scary as hell. For those of you who are not stuck in the glitter ball and you see everything crystal clear, thank you. Thank God for you. Thank God for you. Thank you for not being naive. Thank you for not being simple in the head. Thank you for seeing what's actually happening. Thank you. Thank you. So, much love to you guys. Have fun. Super Bowl Sunday. Woo! Woohoo! Yeah. 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 I feel like I could I feel like I could breathe now. Because the way things were going was so dark and so depressing. And when a certain individual said, anybody who supports the good side needs to be hurt or hit or slapped or something, when in the history of your life have you ever seen a so-called leader of a country say something like that? When? When? They were doing and saying things that were extremely inappropriate and extremely out of line. And the fact that the entire judicial system, in a lot of ways, is dark too, because they support the dark side. And if you are a judge or whoever and you support the dark side, your ass needs to be fired. You know why? Because your affiliation interferes with your job. You can't make common sense decisions because you stuck on the darkness. And you making decisions based on that. And you're letting terrible people go because you're happy that you're letting them go. So if you can't do your job correctly, your punk ass needs to be fired and you need to have charges brought on you. All up and down New York, there's judges like that. Okay? And the dirtiest family, who used to be the admin, they've done the filthiest, most illegal, horrific things. And they're pointing fingers at the current administration. That doesn't give you a aha moment. For some people, nothing gives them an aha moment. That's scary. That's really scary. That's scary. So I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier. I don't care who you're involved with. I don't care what your orientation is. I do care about somebody pushing you to have surgery, pushing you, putting weirdness in your head to make you do things because they know that your brain is like, for a lot of people, not everybody, so chill if it ain't you. But for a lot of people, their brain is soft like cotton and easy to manipulate. They're very easy to manipulate. So if somebody in charge told them you need to go outside with no underwears on and no pants on because that's what you're supposed to do now, do you know how many people would start doing that? Because they were told to. They'll do anything that they were told to do. I suggest if you're that easily bent, you're just so flexible that anyone can tell you anything and you'll do it, no matter how horrible it is or how stupid it is, you'll do it. I strongly suggest you seek therapy for that, because that's not normal. That's not normal behavior. For someone to have the strings and control you like a puppet, that's not normal. Something is seriously wrong up here. And so many people do it. So many people are easily manipulated. Well, guess what? These individuals that are supposedly in charge, they knew that. So they're going to use that to their advantage. They know that these people are easy to manipulate. So they manipulated them a lot around the world. I don't care who you're with. I don't care if your man, your wife is a man. I don't care. That's your business. I don't give a shit. But you don't push other people to change who the fuck they are. Charges should be brought on him based on that alone. And that's not even scratching the surface of the shit that he's done. And he did it behind the scenes. Everybody thought that Joey was the person responsible and this and that. That mother couldn't even tie his goddamn shoes. He wasn't in charge this whole time. The one that's married to Michael was in charge. He was the one hiding behind the curtain. You gotta wake up. This fool the other one couldn't even walk up a flight of stairs without tripping. He was trying to shake hands with people that weren't even on the stage. There was no one there, and he had his hand extended. And you think he was running things? Come on now, let's wake up. And all this, changing who you are, who you were born as, all that shit, he did that when he was in office in the front lines. And then when Joey came in, he was behind the curtain running things and still pushing that agenda. There's another situation that I want to tell you about. I don't know what state this happened in, but this guy, I don't know if he thinks he's a woman, but he was wearing a skirt. And because he dresses like a lady, or he thinks he's a lady, he goes into the women's restroom because dumbass was pushing that too. They call him Barry instead of... Yeah, they call him Barry. Barry was pushing who should be in whose restroom. Since when is that your responsibility as a leader? When the little bastard was leading? What I would love to see the responsibilities of a leader of a country, and I promise you, there will be nothing in that description. Nothing in that description that dictates for them to tell you what restroom you need to be in, who you should be. That has nothing to do with anything. But since all the judges are corrupt, excuse me, let me not say that. Since most of the judges are on the dark side, they were okay with everything that fool did. And all of them. They were okay with it because they're all sick. Narcissistic psychopaths. So they're okay with it, no matter how horrible it is. Anyway, so this guy wearing a skirt goes into the women's room. If y'all know what state it happened in, let me know. And he sexually assaulted a woman in there. Even though he's dressed like a lady and he's wearing a skirt, he sexually assaulted somebody who went in the bathroom, who was a woman. But that's okay because, that everything that they've done was perfectly fine. Wow. Oh God, I prayed. Oh God, I prayed. I cannot tell you how hard I prayed that this would stop. And now that it has stopped, thank you, Jesus. And all the filth. I'm going to say first, not the first. The filth. Well, the first of the filth is coming out, and then there will be a lot more and a lot more. While they pointing fingers at somebody else, he's a felon. He's a 34-time felon. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. you are on the dark side. You judges are fucked up and should be fired and should be imprisoned. Judge Judy said this. She has been a judge for eons, right? She said, I don't remember who she was talking to, but somebody was interviewing her, and she said, the justice system should never be used as a weapon against your opponent. Exactly. With that, you guys take care. Happy Super Bowl day. Stay safe. No drinking and driving. No texting and driving. Mama loves you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.